What's up everyone, Tom from the Airsoft headquarters here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at one of my favorite gear brands, but we're going to be looking just at some of the backpack options that are available from that said brand. And if you guys are not familiar with my favorite brand, at least based on the displays that I have behind me, my favorite brand of gear is going to be LBX, not only for durability, reliability, but also the overall comfort at the price point that these are available at. Also, the fact that they're USA based, very nice final detail. What we're going to be looking at specifically is going to be some of the backpacks that are coming from LBX. And now, when it comes to the backpacks specifically, these are going to be used as kind of just a generic overall utilitarian piece of equipment that everyone utilizes, not only just from a tactical standpoint, but just from an everyday carry, an EDC standpoint as well. So there's a lot of overall thoughts and opinions and objectives when it comes to deciding what type of backpack and what style you need to get in order to complete your mission objective, whatever that may be specifically. For my purposes specifically, I'm not looking for anything that's super low profile. I'm not also looking for anything that's overly tactical. I'm just grabbing whatever fits my needs within my budget for whatever I plan on doing. So to give you some type of back history, I picked up this guy, which is the LBX Lite, if I remember correctly. I believe there was an extra name to it, but I picked up this backpack specifically to go to SHOT Show 2020. It was my first time attending SHOT Show, and it was also the first time that I was carrying extra equipment that would have been able to allow me to do my job, which is social media. Now at the time, pretty broke, but it was my first time getting a higher end camera. Obviously, going to SHOT Show, didn't want to use just my phone or the boss's 15-year-old camera. I wanted to get something that was, going to keep up with the level at which I was wanting to present to my audience, maybe some of you guys. So in order to do that, I needed something that was going to be a little bit larger, expansive, in order to fit all of my swag that I was going to collect from SHOT Show, all of my documents, which, fun fact, I still have some in the very back panel here, as well as all of my camera, or not all, but the camera equipment that I was taking at that time. Now at the time, I only had my Sony a6100, which you guys are using right now to view me with, a spare battery, and a 64 gigabyte SD card. So overall, my equipment collection was very, very low profile. So I didn't need anything too over the top in order to do what I needed to do with the equipment that I had. So this was more than enough. But as I started collecting more equipment and started to have a higher level of equipment at my disposal in order to create different types of content or different levels of content, I need, this very quickly started losing room to me. So graduating from that, I went to utilizing some hard cases. I got some bigger equipment such as a gimbal system. I picked up this hard case because I was getting more expensive equipment that required a little bit more protection. But I still had a lot of smaller items like this that just had microphones, cables, spare batteries, smaller cameras, versus my slightly larger cameras, slightly larger lenses, because this is when I started picking up more lenses. I got a second camera. The higher end, more expensive stuff kind of made its way into here. And that was all great and dandy. However, I realized pretty quickly actually that this system would not work for me. While it does work for a lot of other people, and especially me viewing what other photographers or videographers are doing, this is overall the system that they prefer to utilize. However, it was not to my liking. I needed something that was going to be a little bit more immediate, quick reaction. I just throw everything into one space and go. And overall, I felt very inconvenienced by having multiple locations to have gear. especially in my mind where I say, you know, obviously this is what holds the gimbal. I have my charging cables in there. I have a charger housing, a wall outlet adapter, maybe a spare SD card. You know, I have tools and accessories inside of here. But then I open it up and it's not in there, and I go, oh well, smaller items, it's probably going to be in this box. And then I open it up and it's not in there, and I go, I really hope it's in this big one. And then I open it up, and then yeah, it is in there. The problem has then been that I go from this one to this one to this one. You know, I've made 3 steps in order to get one small item, which is very inconvenient, as well as the fact that when traveling with these, you know, I have to manage 3 different pieces of equipment or luggage and make sure that they make it to their final destination. And that is, you know, a lot of things to juggle all at once, especially if these are being you know, thrown into the backs of multiple people's cars, especially going to events or, you know, traveling to go to a walk-on game, stuff like that. You know, very difficult to keep track of multiple pieces. So I did a lot more research, you know, and I spent a lot of time utilizing that Google engine, and there was one thing that kind of caught my eye that was still coming from LBX, such as the brand of the first backpack that I had up here. And it was also another photographer, and he was utilizing the LBX Titan Lite backpack that I have right here, and he was utilizing it for his camera equipment, versus everyone else that was utilizing this backpack was utilizing it more within a tactical environment. Now, I say this is the Titan Lite because it is slightly smaller, slightly thinner. It's also several bucks cheaper compared to the full-size Titan backpack, which is very good for someone like myself that doesn't want to spend, you know, a whole lot of money. At the end of the day, I still am a cheap airsofter, but I still will go with supporting, you know, my favorite brand. So this is what I have so far settled on, and I've been utilizing it for several months now, and overall I'm really liking it, especially since I have my equipment kind of dialed in as far as what I'm utilizing here in the studio versus what I'm actually taking out to a field or out to an event or to SHOT Show. I kind of have everything now dialed in to where this holds everything that I need, you know, with a couple of exceptions that I need to make. So with this guy, this is the LBX Titan Lite, as I keep saying. We're going to break it open, break it down, and show you exactly what I have going on here. So let me go ahead and clear the table. And then we're also going to go to the overhead camera. Woo! So what's cool about the Titan Lite is that it does have one of the modular panel systems on the very front face of this backpack, which means any type of the LBX adaptive systems that they have will clip onto here and will Velcro into place. They utilize that same system on their Armistice plate carriers and their modular chest rigs, or their adaptive chest rigs, whichever one they call them. So I went with this guy on the very front here. I went with a different camo pattern because that was what was available at the time. So what's cool is that this can Velcro off if you want to put the helmet mount, or even if you want to run multiple, or the 3 mag pouch system here, if you intend to utilize this as a range bag, which a lot of people actually do. And there's a couple of things internally that this does. But utilizing, you know, this guy, first couple of items that we have is my notebook, iPad, a couple of loose pieces of paper, my journal. It has a small modular pocket here that I have a single spare sock, a single sock. I must have used the other sock for something else. That's what we have in that pouch. We've got ample amount of Velcro space here on the front of this panel, and then right above where that Velcro sits, we have a zipper pouch here where I throw my external hard drives and a bunch of extra pens and pencils. Zip that back up. And here we have the zippers to the main panel, and that will open up and reveal everything that we have internally. Up on the very top of the flap, we do have some Velcro, so if you want to throw some of your secret patches up there, you can do so. Inside some of the smaller webbing panels, I have my battery boxes, which I need to put little thunderbolts on to remind me that these are power banks, because this one here is very similar size and dimension to my external hard drive. So more than once I've been in a rush out the door and confused my power bank with my hard drives. And then I'm a distance away from the house and I go, fuck me. Loose cables and a multi-tool, which that cable is not supposed to be there. More webbing. And then we get to the actual main compartment here. So here is where I have my gimbal, a spare t-shirt, the gimbal legs for the tripod mount system, to represent one camera slot, to represent a second camera slot, to represent a lens, representing another lens. And that is what I have for the panel system to hold my cameras and my lenses. So they're immediately available, so I can grab different lenses, different cameras for different shooting modes, or if I need to capture something immediately, I can grab them right there. And the rest of these are going to be the internal pouch system that LBX has set up, and they have large, medium, and small, which I don't have available. I don't have any of the smalls, which I could have sworn I ordered a small one. Oh yeah, I actually do have it. It is in here. Haha. So we can see here we have the large, medium, and the small, if you guys needed a size comparison there. What's cool about the small is they do have little windows on the outside here, so you don't have to completely unzipper it. You can actually just look into that window and kind of shift things around and see if you have what you need inside of there. I utilize the small one for GoPro accessories. I have the drawstring bag, all for wall adapter or wall port adapters and different charging cables. So everything cable-wise for recharging everything should be inside of here. Inside of my medium is usually where I will keep my microphones, different type of lens covers, more GoPro accessories, and what are you doing out of my... What are you doing? Another loose cable. Clearly, for a system that is supposed to be very basic, I do not do a very good job organizing it. And then we have the larger panel here, which I'll normally throw my GoPro and GoPro accessories inside of. So I've got a chest mount here. I've got another GoPro. I've got one of the smaller block ones for the selfie angles on guns. And then normally I'll throw housing, battery chargers. The cables will go inside my little pouch, you know, all the GoPro stuff inside here. And then normally I don't have a whole lot of other GoPro stuff inside of here. So if I'm running my laptop, I'll throw my laptop cable inside here. And then the actual laptop will go into the LBX Lite, the other backpack that I showed you. And that will have extra stuff, whether that be clothes, product that I'm taking pictures of, whatever have you. And then that's it for the entire large panel. Going up, we have a smaller pouch up here, which I currently don't have anything, but it is very sizable. Another Velcro for the very top here. No one else is running a backpack like this, but if you had name tape, you could slap that on the top here, and that's a very quick and easy identifier for people. And on the back side, it is all going to be very soft and a medium kind kind of a texture to foam. So very easy back paneling for your back of your shoulders. A carry handle here if you don't want to actually throw it onto your shoulders, and very thick and, you know, supportive shoulder straps. That's what these guys are, and they actually have a little clip system here. Flip this on, and then I'm kind of standing, so it's going to be a little odd because I'm going to have my head cut off. They have little straps here, so if you're utilizing this for a 2-day pack or a weekend pack or something like a little bit more minimalist of a camping rig, you can clip that together so you can do your mountain climbing, your hardcore hikes, and you have your adjustments on the side here. Very, very easy. What I like as well is on the side here, there are MOLLE slots, MOLLE panels in the upper position and the lower position, so you can add pouches here. What I like to do is on one of my tripods, which I currently don't have here because they're all being used, I will bungee the tripods to the side panels here, and then I have one side for you know, my microphone tripod and then my camera tripod, because I have everything standardized as far as the mounting system, so I can take any of my tripods with all the same hardware and I can just throw them on wherever I want. What I also think is cool is on top, there's going to be a laundry list of stuff that I find cool, is on the side here there is small little loops, little ears on the side here. I have found that if you have anything lightweight, like for example, if you have a Nalgene bottle that's empty, or if you're running a loop of rope, if you're a climber, you can have that off to the side here, and that can dangle in position. It doesn't have to be across the back here, and kind of add to your rearward profile. You can start to work yourself out from the side profile, because this is still going to meet the profile of your chest. So you're not going super wide, because you're only going to go as wide as, say, the very end of your shoulders. So it keeps everything nice and compact. And I think with how, you know, I set this up as, not that I am everyone else, but I think that this is very well balanced as far as all of the things accumulated into one position. When I actually have everything inside of here and I weighed it, I actually have 35 pounds of equipment and accessories mounted inside of here. And so I totally feel comfortable with 35 pounds of weight on my shoulder and moving around, right? If I'm taking my vehicle down a small little path in order to do nature photography, or maybe my little sister's senior pictures, you know, I'm comfortable with lugging this backpack around with me in order to go from place to place. I'm not feeling like the shoulder pads are digging into my shoulders, or it's jostling around too much, or it's lopsided. Everything was very, very well balanced. Internally, well actually, before I talk about anything else, I want to mention the fact that LBX and the parent company LBT has this awesome system where they have multiple, if it's a flap design, they have multiple zippers that are designed to open, you know, the large panel here. So you have, at least I personally, have all my zippers towards the very top here. What that does is I can zipper off to one side and I can peel a corner of the panel here in order to grab whatever I need to, or I take both of them, rip them down, and then I can open this, grab what I need to, compared to the other backpack here, which doesn't have that. The zippers only go a part of the way down, and so you can't have access to everything internally. You still have a little bit of space that you need to dig inside of in order to get all the way down inside there, which is fine because this is not designed to be a weekend camping trip adventure backpack. This is a more tactical everyday pack, at least for what I needed to do. LBX has also designed this to be a tactical rig system. And part of the intention, if I read into advertising appropriately, is you can mount your PDWs, your smaller firearm related equipment inside of here. The entire inner wall as well as the side is and bottom here and the top, you know, everything is going to be a Velcro design. So that's why the medium and large, and even the small one here, I have a back panel of Velcro that I can stick that to wherever I want. So the large and the mediums, I actually have Velcroed to the sidewall. That makes it so I can have immediate access to the zippers and I can grab whatever I need to, versus the smalls. In the large one has the same inner Velcro design, so I can Velcro this to the inside there, and it's not gonna jostle and move around. Part of this is the convenience of locking everything down, so it's not moving around on you and shifting the weight and causing any type of off balance issues. But also the fact that you can kind of lock down those firearms or personal defense weapons. So, for example, with this backpack specifically, it's not large enough to handle even a CQB style of rifle system like this MP5 here. The MP5 is just physically too large to actually lock down inside of here. But there would be panels of Velcro that you would, or strips of Velcro that you would wrap around the rifle system, and it would Velcro to the back panel of this backpack. And then the large and medium inserts, you could throw your extra magazines. You know, the medium is conveniently large enough to throw my MP5 mags inside of. And then you can do the same with the large. Have those extra magazines or maybe even boxes of ammunition, stuff like that. Maybe your work gloves, whatever extra equipment that you may need. But to show you some other examples, something that is CQB length that has a folding stock is just short enough to where it could fit inside of the backpack. And I even have the KWA QRF that is, maybe if I put it at a crook here, just barely goes in. I think if I did nose first and then stuffed that stock into the corner there, I think it would fit. You know, this works for real firearms, and they did intend this for real firearms, but it's certainly applicable to Airsoft specifically. So if you don't want a large profile or a large, you don't want a number of bags to go and play, you don't want your gun bag, you don't want your gear bag, you don't want your accessory bag. If you are going to be carrying a small enough kit and you know what you're going to be utilizing, you can maybe have your gear rig, whether it be a battle belt, plate carrier, chest rig in one hand, and then your rifle, magazines, battery, gas, your sidearm, grenades, and even have a back panel here for whatever other accessories you would be running as well. So this is certainly super, super adaptive. This backpack is a little bit more expensive compared to what most people would want to put down to purchase this backpack, for sure. But part of that is you're going to get a great overall product. Now, like I said, I'm a huge, huge fan of the LBX, plate carriers and chest rigs. Case in point, and I've got a bunch more inside there and at home. They just make everything durable and it's reliable, and none of the stitching has worn out on me at all over the years of utilizing any of my equipment. I've drugged some of my older gear through mud, through dirt, through thorns, over bushes, trying to low crawl over harsh rocks. It just lasts, and it lasts a very, very long time, and I'm super proud of the equipment that I have, and I know that I can continue to bring them into the store here and have them available for Airsoft players because they're going to last so long to that player. And if it's something that you're willing to put that money towards, you're just gonna be happy with the results. I promise you, you absolutely are. I'm not sponsored by LBX or LBT or any type of affiliation with them. I just absolutely love this brand and all of their accessories that they have available. I have the LBT, the parent company, waist pack, the fanny pack, that I paid $100 for, which I made a video featuring a couple different fanny packs, and I use that for my everyday carry. LBT actually makes a similar model, significantly cheaper, and it actually includes a Velcro panel. So you can go check that LBX fanny pack. Maybe you don't want to pay $100 for the LBT model, and I totally understand that. But check out LBX. Go to their website and see what they have available. I have different videos dedicated to the Armistice, the LBTs. No, not the LBTs. The 0300 and some of their chest rigs. Absolutely love them. Great products. Can't say enough great things about them. So hopefully I showed you guys an example as to how you could utilize that LBX gear for Airsoft, for different setups, for different gear. I'm utilizing mine for camera accessories right now. Other people are going to be utilizing them for tactical reasons, mission objectives, or mission dependent objectives. I should correct myself there. So you can absolutely set this up to whatever setup you want. They're designed to be super modular and set up to your comfort level, which is awesome. That's what I prefer. That's what I like to see companies do. So I suggest checking them out. You guys can see me put this all back together if you want to. Otherwise, I'm all done here. I'm gonna speed through this, but like I said, we're all done here. So you guys take care, stay safe, stay positive, and then I'll see you in the next video. Take care.